information package that carefully put together every Tuesday you don't read? You don't pay attention?
What is going on, everybody? Todd here, joined by, well, as you heard, Balen is here. So.
Yeah, fair enough. Good.
And DorkyRae.
Fair enough.
You knew it was going to happen one of these days.
Yeah.
Oh, and it wasn't to me.
Yep. See, the thing is, Balen, let's get the cams up. For you that know, first off, Balen's still in Cloud Simulator, so there's that. Balen lives in the Cloud Simulator.
Oh my
Ray
goodness.
is basically dying, and yep, definitely dying.
You know what? That makes it worth it all by itself.
This is so much better than starting without Ray.
I feel like actually we got Ray instead of me. That's perfect. And this time no cheese.
Oh man, that's terrific. But
I know.
Great. Love it. Love it.
But for the listeners, and for those watching the Twitch archive or the YouTube archive, you guys may or may not know that Balen has wireless headphones. So starting without Balen is very difficult.
Yeah.
Because he will walk around with the goddamn headphones on. So I can't go and say, like, hey, Ray, we're going to start, like, in 3, 2. So I had to send a private message saying, we're going to start without Balen.
And they got me really well, too.
You came back, you just start talking.
Yeah,
Yep.
fair enough.
It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful.
Credit where it's due.
Yeah, I mean,
If somebody gets me, I'd say you got me.
It was honestly, it's one of the. It legitimately is one of the hardest things to do. Also, Ray, that is a very nice looking T-shirt you have on.
Yeah, and fortunately not covered in vomit.
Did you?
I ran to the trash can and threw up.
Wow.
I will say this again.
I laughed so hard I
Not
threw
get
up.
me. We got Ray through getting me. So yeah.
I laughed so hard I threw up.
You know what? That made it worth it. Like I said.
Yep.
Oh, that is terrific. That is beautiful. But yeah, so you're wearing one of the PODD shirts.
Yes, I am.
Oh, available at shop.spreadshirt.com/precipice podcast, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed. And it's got a nifty little thing on the back too.
Yeah, it's got the logo, the network logo on the back.
Wish we got a brief glimpse of as you retreated from the camera.
that is fair.
As I went running.
Yeah. So, for you guys that are interested in merchandise, there is that Spreadshirt store. All the 1999 shirts have a front logo and a back logo. The back logo is always like kind of like a show branded Precipice Podcast Network logo on it. So obviously for the for pod errors, it's the purple and the gold. So there is that. It looks really nice. It really does.
It does.
Oh yeah.
I
mean,
I wear it out and about.
Designing the shirt and kind of laying it out like that and going like, this looks good on screen, and then seeing it on somebody is just like, it's like night and day. You're like, it looked good, but now it looks like 20 times better. So,
oh yeah.
So yeah, if you want to pick up yours, shop.spreadshirt.com/precipice podcast. Pick them up right now as we record, probably for the next couple days. I forget the exact schedule on it, but you could use code SHOP, the number 4 and the letter U, and you can save yourself on shipping. So there's that. There's another thing coming in like beginning of August where they're doing like I think 15 or 20% off. So, so yeah. I haven't added any new shirts to that. I know I've added new ones to my own. I think I may do a Jason Vorcha shirt because that's
Nice. Yeah.
oh, Jason Vorcha's so good. It's such, and I'm gonna just share the picture with you guys. So I have 2 versions of it now because apparently the first one wasn't scary enough. So I had to have a second one to kind of intensify the fear.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just your standard Jason with a Vorcha head. Then the second one is that picture, but over his right shoulder is Clippy, just kind of hanging out because Clippy's up to no fucking good. Looks like you need help slaughtering a whole camp of teenagers. Might I suggest? Oh, fucking Clippy.
I suggest you go after the ones having sex first.
You could go after the ones having premarital sex. You could you could kill the ones that are smoking drugs. Or you can go after that one that's skinny dipping by herself in the lake.
Yep.
We know which target he's going for, so oh, by herself. Okay, gotcha. Thank you, Clippy. But anyway, so this week, like last week, I recorded and then like the day after I had to leave for a trip. So there was that, but so I didn't get to do as much grinding as I wanted to in GTA. But thankfully, I was given another opportunity to do so, because this week the event is exactly the fucking same. If you're on the guest list, if you're on the guest list, 100K and the blue wireframe suit. So there's that. Unlike weeks previous, so the last 2 weeks when I logged in for the guest list, I would get the wireframe suit, and then I would have to log in later in the week to get the money. And today I signed in. They're just like, here's the suit, here's the money. And I'm like, oh, fuck yes. But there are new sales going on.
New vehicle sales, let's be honest. The structure sales are all the same.
Oh, okay, fair.
Yeah.
Do you have the list of the sales?
Oh, I indeed do. So for those of you who do play GTA Online and who do like to get into this weekly sale stuff, this week you have the vehicles on sale, the Avenger in the Mobile Operations Center, and renovations for 30% off. You know, I'm just going to save some time. All this shit's 30% off, people. The Sea Breeze, the Hunter, the Akula, the Mirage, the Dune FAV, the Half-Track, the Ramp Buggy, the Armored Kurama, which is an excellent vehicle if you're going to heist. The Ardent, Taipan, the Pariah, the Tempestra, the Cheetah, the Z-Type, the Shotaro. Shotaro, that's actually a damn good bike that you should definitely jump on, by the way.
If you're not trying to save money for a fucking nightclub.
The fastest bike in the game.
It's wonderful. It's glorious. It glows. It is. Yeah. I love it.
But other things, vehicle-related base upgrades, engine upgrades, handling upgrades, brakes, transmissions, turbo, suspension, and spoilers are all also 30% off.
Oh, we'll be talking spoilers later, so.
Also, if you have any your weapons you want to upgrade to Mark II, that's 25% off. You don't get any bonus on the sight, on the grip or anything like that, but the actual upgrade, which is the most expensive part, 25% off. So yeah.
So if you have yourself a heavy sniper, upgrade that shit to a Mark II. You will not be disappointed, because there's multiple things you can add onto that Mark II. Like mine specifically have the silencer on it, which makes things fucking lovely.
Oh yes.
Oh, and Mark II heavy revolver. One-shot helicopter takedowns if you hit the tail rotor.
Yeah, beautiful.
Also very helpful in heists.
Yeah.
Also useful, by the way, for that Mark II heavy sniper. If you do research, you put explosive rounds into that sucker.
Yeah.
You can one-shot a lot of vehicles with that thing.
Also very helpful in heists, as according to research.
Yep. I have
When we get to those heists eventually, which we will.
I have personally used it in heists to great effect. The Pacific Standard heist, you come out, there's a field of police cars, boom, 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 they're gone.
Yep. We're getting to it eventually.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's happening.
We're gonna work our way towards those.
I haven't been sitting on this research for months for nothing.
Yeah, fair.
That sounds uncomfortable, right?
It is.
But yeah, I mean, it's just
5 notebooks.
Maybe you got it off on a shelf is all I'm saying.
On the computer. Perfectly accessible.
I mean, I can pretty much like just say that I've only been playing GTA Online since October. So you guys, I mean, I don't know how long Balen's been playing with his 12 accounts. So
4 accounts.
4.
Not like I'm crazy.
4 with 8 characters. I have 3 characters I can't make because I ran out of slots.
Yeah. Hey, I roleplay, damn it.
I understand that.
Yeah, very true.
Yes, it's an expensive hobby.
Yes. This wouldn't have happened if Gazillion didn't fuck everybody. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it probably would have ended up happening.
Maybe. I mean, if they hadn't changed to Marvel Heroes Omega, I think we would still be playing that.
Probably. I don't know. I feel like we at some point we would have gotten burnt out eventually.
Well, I mean, the way we played was like every Monday. So it was like there wasn't really so much of a burnout on it in that sense.
Yeah.
It was only a
That's
burnout
true.
when it was only a burnout on it when it was like, "Oh, hey, it's me and Balen and we're grinding an event that lasts
That's
4
true.
days."
That's true.
And it's just like,
Because
"Oh,
I wanna
hey,
get everything
Wealth of
out
Kings
there.
County? Oh, this sounds like a
God.
200% bonus XP and loot on this one
Zone.
area during a 4-day period
Yeah.
with chances of, I think it was like character tokens and a bunch of
Yeah.
other shit dropping. And
Yeah. So of course we went ham on it. Yeah.
4 days.
Fair.
4 days, and we
I never did
hated-
that.
We hated
I never did that.
ourselves.
I only did Mondays.
We legitimately
But even
said,
then, I had some times where I was just like, if it weren't for the fact that I was hanging out with you guys, I probably would have. Yeah, like, nah. I wouldn't have stuck with that game.
But yeah, I
For
mean,
sure.
we with the Wealth of Kings County event, when that event ended, me and Balen both said to each other, when they bring this event back, we are not fucking touching this game.
Yeah. Exactly.
Fair.
No.
Because
it
that's what it turned into. And then they brought
Yeah.
the event back, and they were just like, "Oh, it's only for a weekend." And we're like, "We could do a weekend."
Exactly. Yeah.
But they had
That sounds
nerfed
like you guys.
but they had
Yeah.
nerfed a lot of the drops and everything like that
Yeah.
too. So it was just like
Mm.
we got like, I think we did like maybe like 4 hours, and we're like, this isn't like last time. I no, let's do something else. Like,
Yeah.
Fair.
but yeah, I mean, Grand Theft Auto, like last night we did the 3 of us
Mhm.
actually were playing together, which was a lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And we
One
were
of my less used characters.
yes, and we were working on Doomsday Heist,
Act 1.
Act 1, which we did in one sitting. So there's
Yep.
that.
Yeah, we
Entire
completed the
thing.
whole thing.
Like,
All of Act 1, start to finish, setup
Yeah.
and everything. It was glorious.
So this
Yep.
upcoming Tuesday, I believe we're going to try Act 2 all in one.
well, it depends on Storms' schedule.
Mm,
Because if Storms is joining us, then we're going for
Back to finish
Act
Act
one.
1.
going back to Act 1 as a 4-person group.
oh,
Yeah.
fair.
Yep. Although I still really want to go back to like the original heists,
I know.
which
So
I
do I.
had extensively researched.
Yeah.
The only thing is with the original heists is payout wise.
Yeah.
like they're good, but the Doomsday just pays out better. So
yeah. Well, and I do want to
Pacific
complete.
Standard isn't bad.
Pacific Standard is not bad at
but
all.
the thing is you have to get up to that one.
Oh yes, but once you get to that, you can roll that one over and over.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
And also, I've researched all of them, and eventually, if we practice them all good enough, we can get to the point where we do the mastermind, and that payout. Oh,
I love how you assume that there's ever going to be a situation where one of us doesn't die to stupid shit.
we are going to get mastermind because that is why I researched it so extensively.
Right.
We're going to do it at
Right.
some point in time. It's gonna happen.
Last night.
We are going to be right at the end.
Yeah,
of the
no,
last
I'm
one.
aware. I'm aware of what happened last night. I'm aware that someone's gonna pull something really dumb, and then I'm gonna hunt them down.
So, arguably,
It's gonna happen.
In before Wraith, the one that dies.
Arguably,
And before I'm the one that dies, and I just have to go. Yeah.
arguably, last night was bullshit.
Yeah.
There
That's
was a
Star
lot
Wars
of
Farm.
bullshit. Like
Yeah.
the number one killer in the game, ladders.
Yep.
Mhm.
GTA's greatest killer.
If it wasn't for Ray being right underneath me when I fell, I would have died at the beginning
Ray
of
broke
that.
your fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You almost pushed me off the ladder. I almost died.
Yeah. We're gonna manage it. We are gonna manage it at some time.
It's
gonna happen.
It's one of those things. Like I know right now for me the biggest thing is I'm focusing. Like I'm doubling down on businesses this week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be 10 years in the future, but we're gonna get mastermind.
Yeah, we're going to be in the middle of the very last, and the servers will come down for the final time in the middle of it, just as we're about to finish.
You know what? That's fine because that doesn't count as a death or a loss. So let's go back and finish.
So if they take down for the final time, that didn't happen. So yeah.
You know what? It's fine. It's fine. We can.
Yeah, I'm looking forward.
live with
I'm
that.
looking forward to see what Rockstar is going to do between now and between the next update and GTA 6, because we know for a fact they're not fucking killing off this game.
No. You do not kill the goose that lays the golden eggs. You don't do that.
I mean, arguably, when Red Dead eventually makes it to PC, I will be jumping on that, and I know that for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Because I really like the Old West. That's me.
That's
you
fair.
know?
I could see that, but that's appealing.
Yeah. I mean, you can name your
I'm
horses.
also an Old West fan. I'm also.
I am not, but yeah.
Fair.
However, if it's the ridiculousness of GTA the Old West, I would probably be there just for that.
I've not watched a whole lot of Red Dead, so I don't know.
Well, Red Dead 2, like I don't know what they're doing with their multiplayer yet.
Okay.
I've heard rumors of Battle Royale, in which case.
Well, I heard there's a mode for that, but then again, at the same time, like here's the thing, right? Everybody wants to talk about Battle Royale modes and blah 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 blah, right? I remember games having deathmatch, and it was like a free for all deathmatch, right?
Yeah.
Red Dead had that. Red Dead had a free-for-all deathmatch mode. I mean, yeah, you respawn, like you had a certain number of respawns or whatever, but you know, with a battle royale, you only have the one life. So, okay, cool.
I am going to say it would be just like Rockstar to parody the entire concept of battle royales by putting one into an Old West game.
Yeah. Yep.
It would be entirely like Rockstar to do that.
Yeah.
Fair.
I hope I can get a two-wheeled carriage and see how many horses I could hook up to it. I'll modify the shit out of it.
There you go.
Go the ye old bennies.
I want a flying stagecoach.
Flying stage.
Yes.
Well,
Pegasus.
Why not a flying train? And just go full Back to the Future.
Yes.
Well, yeah, if they're good, that is true.
I mean, hey.
But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to that. It should be a lot of fun. The philosophy on it is people have flat out said like, "Oh, Red Dead 2 isn't coming to PC," and
Why not?
Because they didn't announce it for PC yet.
Whatever.
But at the same time, Grand Theft Auto 5, that got released on the Xbox 360 and the PS3. They didn't announce an Xbox One, a PS4, or a PC version of that game.
However, GTA 4 was for PC, GTA 3, San Andreas, Vice City. Red Dead Redemption, the original, never came out on PC.
It never came out on PC because of how poorly optimized the fucking code was. Because you got to realize, like, it was... So, Red Dead was on the architecture of the PS4, which they also had trouble working on the PS4 version of it, too. So, there's also that. But it was on that architecture and on the architecture of the Xbox 360, which wasn't the x84 architecture that most like PC uses and all the other stuff. So it's it's interesting. It's very interesting. So considering that PC games and console games architecture, their coding systems, the way things are laid out in their file managers are the same nowadays versus back then, for them not to have a PC version would be dumb. Especially since they gave us a Grand Theft Auto event where we had to find a fucking revolver to be used in Red Dead 2.
True.
But people still want to go on, oh, well, they're not going to release it on console. Like, they're not going to release it on PC. Really?
Now, I'm not saying they won't. I'm saying I'm afraid they won't. There's a difference. If they do, I will be happy for that. So.
Well, I just got some really cool news.
Yes.
I will let you read it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Woo!
Yep. So, Batwoman's coming to television. Well, let's hope it doesn't suck as much as DC's other live-action television programs. Just saying.
Well, it's going to be on the CW.
I'm sorry, DC fans. I apologize on behalf of DC for this one.
I like a lot of the CW's versions, though. I think they do a pretty decent job with a lot. Well, but then again, I'm not a comic book fan, so I guess I'll shut up. I like their TV shows, though.
Show is being developed for the U.S. channel, the CW, adding to the network's collection of shows based on DC comic characters. Batwoman was introduced in the 1950s as a love interest for Batman to dispel rumors of his own homosexuality.
Yep.
The character was reintroduced in 2006 as a gay woman named Kate Kane. She has since become the highest profile openly gay character in any DC comic. The show's synopsis describes Kate Kane as an out lesbian and highly trained street fighter primed to snuff out the failing city's criminal resurgence. It says she is armed with a passion for social justice and a flair for speaking her mind. However, she must overcome her own demons before emerging as a hero in Gotham City.
2 comments.
I just hope they don't overdo it.
Well, 2 comments. One, while it is true that she is DC's most openly gay character, there was also a mandate that came down at the time when she was really popular that she could never be in a truly successful relationship. She couldn't ever get into a civil union or get married. that could not be allowed to happen. And that annoyed the hell out of me. Further, but I just want to say, on the CW, okay, the CW wasn't always known as the CW. Before it was the CW, it was the WB. Warner Brothers, which owns DC's network.
Yep.
The WB also spawned another television series featuring, Batman spawned characters called Birds of Prey.
Which I actually enjoyed.
You were now we have found the one here, people. We found the one person who is trying to keep that show alive. It was horrible.
Listen, when they released it on DVD, like, I was actually legitimately excited, and I picked it up on DVD. So I go Birds of Prey whenever the fuck I want.
And someone out there is trying to find copies of the Inhumans. Just saying. But yeah, so I'm just saying this very much has shades of that for me right here. This might be this generation's version of Birds of Prey.
Which, okay, so arguably Birds of Prey wasn't bad. They took a lot of liberties, of course. And especially with Oracle, they played heavy the Killing Joke. So, I will say I did not like. I mean, yeah, it gave us the first live action Harleen Quinzel.
Yeah, not Harley Quinn.
Yeah, we don't use that name around here.
They're still in the middle live action Harley Quinn, in my opinion.
Fair. But I mean, I didn't like that character so much, but I did like the premise of the show. I feel that with some tweaks, the show could have worked a lot better than it did.
Yep, it could have. I wanted it to work. I mean, back then, there was almost nothing live-action superhero on television.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you wanted superhero, you watch Teen Titans. Or wherever the fuck was on Saturday morning.
But, yeah. Or you might watch reruns of, Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superheroes.
Oh, God.
I know, right?
Oh.
That's my point. That was live action DC superheroes.
Yeah, it was. It was.
So, I mean, yeah, unless you wanted more Terry Hatcher and Dean Cain action, because that's what people read the comics for, folks.
So, wait, let's just jump into this real quick, because you brought up Superman. So, I'd always heard of, like, the Superman curse.
Mm-hmm.
Did it skip a generation with Dean Cain, or what?
I know, right?
Ray is completely confused.
Yeah. About the Superman, yeah. And
basically, the Superman curse. Basically, everybody up until a certain point, which was Dean Cain.
He had issues.
Yeah,
yes.
Had massive issues with afterwards. Like, the most notorious of them was our Christopher Reeves, who, he played Superman for so long, and then he's a quadriplegic?
Yeah.
After a horse accident.
Yep.
Then there was George Reeves, who mysterious death.
We're just gonna say it turns out Superman is not bulletproof after all.
Yeah. See, that's not the mysterious part about it.
Yeah.
It's the question of, was he killed or did he do it himself? So, like, that's, I mean, it was also that time and place where they really didn't do good work forensically and stuff. So it's just like, I guess it's I don't know, it's a thing. He's dead. Yeah. Put him on a slab.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know how Dean Cain dodged that bullet. Because, I mean, his career didn't.
Wow.
His career didn't. But it's just weird.
Well, I mean, he's actually done quite a few things. none of them were as high profile. To be perfectly honest, how could they have been?
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
But he has actually been in a lot of things since Lois and Clark. Just they've all been downhill. Although I will have to say, he wouldn't have gotten to Lois and Clark had he not, had a knee injury during training camp for an NFL team.
Fair.
So the curse might have hit him preemptively.
Hmm.
The curse is like, we want him.
Yeah. yeah.
But he hasn't played Superman yet. We don't care. We'll give the curse now, and then he'll play Superman.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
fair
what's
enough.
gonna happen. But also, speaking of people playing characters they shouldn't, so there's a new Spider-Man animated film coming out called Into the Spider-Verse.
In December.
Which is going to have Miles Morales as like the main focal point in it, which is really cool.
Yeah.
As well as other Spider-Men and Spider-Ladies. Because
Spider-Women, Spider-Girls, Spiders of all persuasions.
yeah, I mean, yeah. So, obviously they've already confirmed we're getting Miles Morales, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They've highly hinted at Spider-Gwen.
I need to get my costume done.
I feel like Todd would not have mentioned this if there was not a light leading behind this.
And then they also announced who's going to be playing Spider-Man Noir.
Ah, okay.
It's one of Balen's favorite actors.
Oh, God.
Do you want to take a guess?
Please tell me it's not Nicolas Cage.
It's Nicolas Cage.
Oh,
Fucking hell! Why?
Because he's Spider-Man Noir. I don't know. Fucking whatever.
Oh, my
okay.
God.
I mean,
I think Ray's going to visit George Ashton again. Look at that. Clearly, yeah.
I don't. Like.
Oh, this is good.
Sometimes he's a almost decent voice actor. Almost. But no. No.
Also, they showed off what the Green Goblin's going to look like in that. They haven't confirmed the voice actor for him yet. But it's very much the ultimate Green Goblin.
Is Spider-Man Noir supposed to be like an old man?
Spider-Man Noir is like a 1920s Spider-Man.
Why would? But he's not like an old guy.
No.
Then why Nick Cage?
Why not Nick Cage? Yeah, the answer is because Nick Cage.
Many reasons.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I agree with you, Ray. I mean, Nick Cage does not have a good track record with superhero stuff in general. I mean, okay, his character.
I like him as a voice actor when he plays a father. Like in The Croods, I really liked him in The Croods. I actually really think he did a good job as the dad.
I have no idea what you're
voice
talking
actor.
about.
It's a movie.
I just know it's a movie I'm not going to see.
That's fair. I did. I think he did a good job as the dad character, the voice actor, because he pulled that voice actor job off very well. But that's pretty much like the only.
I mean,
typing a lot for that, and it popped right up. Holy shit!
I mean, in Kick-Ass, his character was absurd.
I didn't like that movie anyway. But
It was based on an extremely violent comic. You weren't ever going to. I was getting to that, Todd.
You know what? All I did was I
was
typed in NIC, and it's like, do you mean Nicolas Cage Superman? And I'm like,
yes.
yes.
He was the shittiest Ghost Rider you can imagine. And that we live in a world with Robbie Reyes as the Ghost Driver, but he was still the shittiest Ghost Rider that ever existed. And then, yes, his look for, I mean, that's like a bad Halloween costume.
Well, I mean, arguably half of that had to deal with fucking Tim Burton, though. So,
yeah, who is pretty much like the reverse Midas, to be perfectly honest.
Okay, so that would explain why Superman looks like an emo child.
No, that's just Nick Cage.
Well, but I mean, the fact that Tim Burton had a hand in it. I mean, I adored Tim Burton, but
I mean, this movie never came out, so you didn't have to see him fight a giant mechanical spider.
yeah, that was a script of the giant
plot.
mechanical spider.
That was the villain for the film, a giant mechanical spider.
I would not have done well with that movie.
So instead, they put it into Wild Wild West.
Oh, that kind of giant mechanical spider?
Yep.
Yes!
Oh, okay.
Yes!
Oh,
What did you think I meant when I said giant mechanical spider?
I don't know.
I mean...
The Wild Wild West thing was fine, but I don't know. I was thinking...
No, that movie was shit too. But
I like Wild Wild West.
Again, we found the one, people.
There's entire talking points on the Superman Lives thing. And yeah, it just...
Which should have been subtitled, but not for long if this comes out.
Yeah, it's just, It was originally entitled Superman Reborn, and then it became Superman Lives. The story would feature Brainiac, Lex Luthor, and Doomsday as villains, which sounds really cool.
Because as Spider-Man 3 taught us, you can always cram in more villains and it'll be exciting.
Yeah, it's, but there's like 3 or 4 versions of the script or something like that. Yeah, the Kevin Smith one, like, he just kept on getting tons of, like, notes.
Yeah.
From, and it's just like, let's not have him, like, fly or have, like, any of his superpowers. And it's just like, Superman, like.
And let's make his suit all black.
Which I can understand.
But when you have him in all black and he's not using his superpowers, there is no fucking way anybody's ever going to think that's Superman.
I mean, I'm not a big Superman fan anyway, but even I have issue with this.
So, you know, I hate doing this, but I have to run really quick. So you guys I know you guys have Incredibles 2 to talk about.
And that's superhero stuff.
Yeah. So I'm going to use this time to take care of what I need to while you guys talk about this movie, which I didn't see. So
yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, Todd didn't see it because it had flavors of the Fantastic Four, and Todd doesn't like the Fantastic Four. And that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, so I went and saw Incredibles 2 on Saturday, and I loved it. I'm also I will say I am not a Fantastic Four fan either, but I do like it. I do like the Incredibles.
You're not a comic fan.
No, I'm not.
The movies have not been kind to them because Fox.
This is very true. This is very true.
A non-comic fan is not going to be a Fantastic Four fan, and I only expect them.
That's true. That is a very true fact. But no, I absolutely loved the Incredibles 2 movie. Now, granted, my favorite bits were like I said earlier, when I was talking to just you, I adore Edna. I have always loved Edna since like the first movie, Edna Mode, which is probably because of my whole costuming.
Oh yes, undoubtedly. Whereas I consider her part of the entourage.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
But like I always just like the okay, she's short. The whole costume.
She's not short.
And she's sassy.
She's not short. She's minuscule. She's like knee height to most people.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I'm not that short. I'm short, but I'm not that short.
She's like as tall as Jack.
Yeah. I am not that small. Thank God. But no. Just that moment where, at first she's just kind of like, no, I don't do babies, and then she realizes all about Jack. Should we have precursored this with spoilers? I feel like we should have precursored this with spoilers.
It's been out for a while. Spoilers, people.
Spoilers. Sorry.
There we go. No, actually, Todd said there was going to be spoilers back when we were talking about GTA. So
that's fair. But still, Incredible 2 spoilers. I haven't done two terrible ones. Kind of gushed about Edna.
Yeah. Let's face it, you knew she was going to be in the movie, folks. If you didn't, what the hell are you doing watching Incredibles 2 before you watch Incredibles 1?
Yeah. No. Edna mode is a gem. But no, and then all of a sudden she's just like Auntie Edna, and I love it. Oh my gosh. I love Auntie Edna. But yeah, no, and I realize she's not even that big of a part of the movie. Like she's
not that
important.
Big.
I mean, she's very important to, I guess, them figuring out how to
control Jack's
powers. But she's only in like a couple scenes.
Yeah.
Which is sad to me.
She was a vehicle to move the plot along.
Yeah.
And that's honestly how
she was in the first movie too.
And that's what the character should be. She's a part of the entourage.
Yeah. Which I get, but I want more Edna. Give me like an Edna short, please.
So Edna.
Yeah.
I mean, Edna short is Edna.
Yeah, no, I know. I was just trying not to react. I was trying to not give you a reaction. And then you just kept digging it. But yeah, no. Just
I'm not the one that animated her, Ray.
I know. But no, just like, give me, please. But yeah, so enough gushing about Edna. I did love a lot. Like no. I do have a cost planner segment in my cost planner app on my phone. I do have a cost planner. It's not like an immediate thing that's going to happen because I have several other immediate cost plans.
When I was coming out of the theater, I knew you were going to love it.
I did.
Void presses every single one of your buttons.
Yeah.
I mean,
Void, I am Void. Let's not lie. I am very much Void.
Which is why you're like, well, I haven't seen it. I'm like, you need to see this, right?
Yeah, no, just like, first of all, the hair, like, a little bit longer than mine, but like, yeah, no. So no, I will say until you and Storms said something, I did not realize that I was Void.
Really?
But, no, really. Like
it could not have been more obvious.
I was like, oh, I like Void, but it didn't like clue into me that no, it just didn't occur to me.
It's probably the kind of thing it's easier to see from the outside.
Probably. It was just like, oh hey, that's a pretty cool character. I like this character. But no, like after you having said that, I sat back there, and then Storms confirmed it, and I'm like, okay, now I have to really sit here and go back. I'm like, okay, obviously the hair. Because yes, that did ping with me immediately. I was like, okay, obviously. But then it's like, okay, the way Void just, like, holds herself. Like, just with, like, the hunched shoulders even. But, like, the expressiveness with the hands. And kind of, like, the nervous...
Think about the way Void acted toward Elastigirl when they met. That's you, if you ever met her.
The fangirl.
You know that's true.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. That's also how I imagine that I would act towards anyone. Like, if I were to meet anyone that I have a friend crush on. I have a lot of friend crushes. Like, pretty much anyone that I follow on Twitter that I don't know personally, if I were to meet any of them, how Void acted to Elastigirl, that's exactly... If I were to meet you in person, that's probably how I would act. Because I've never met you in person. That is probably exactly how I would act. Be like, oh my gosh! Yeah. Nope, that's exactly...
You're gonna rile up the shippers again, right?
No. It's how it would go with literally anybody. Because it's like, oh my gosh, you're a real living person. Inhuman person, you're not just a voice on a screen.
But yeah, my favorite character is ever since the first one has always been Elastigirl. Because she is bold, collected, she knows what the hell she's doing. So the fact they gave her a solo movie just blows me away.
That's fair.
I have no idea what's going on in this conversation.
No, they devoted a lot of the movie to Elastigirl.
You miss us talking about the character that's essentially me. I'm in the movie. By the way,
you
Todd.
know what?
You should see the movie just because I'm in it.
What I'll do is I will listen to the podcast when it goes up on Radio Public, which will probably be like 10 minutes after it's uploaded. So, because it's either that or I sit there and I listen to it while I'm uploading, and it's counterproductive at that point because I get show notes and all the other stuff. And
fair.
But yes, Elastigirl features heavily, especially into the first act.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Honestly, she's the best of them, so I'm glad they did that. But so something I've been wanting to talk about, and this is where we lose Todd, is there's not just a similarity to the Fantastic Four. That was obvious even in the first.
Yeah.
But what they did in this one was they actually highlighted just how close Frozone is to the family. The first one, they didn't really... He was just kind of there for a good deal.
Yeah.
He was Bob's friend.
Yeah.
In this one, he's, of course, Uncle Lucius, a lot more than that.
Uh-huh.
And it actually highlights very much how it's not just a Fantastic Four dynamic, but it's a Fantastic Four and Spider-Man, who is more often than not linked with the Fantastic Four.
Okay.
I mean, basically, he's been a member several times.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yes. But the thing is...
not comics.
No. The thing is, though, they did a smart thing in that they didn't make it a straight analogy. Oh, this character's Mr. Fantastic. This character's Human Torch. No, they mix and matched parts.
Mm-hmm.
For example, with Frozone, you have a hero who has temperature manipulating powers. That's some Human Torch stuff right there.
Right.
But being a good friend to the family obviously includes some Spider-Man there. You want more Spider-Man? You needn't look any further than Elastigirl, who was freaking web swinging with her stretch powers in the movie.
Oh my gosh, I loved that bike. I loved the utilization of that bike with her stretch powers. Like, that was so cool.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that was so cool. I would never have thought of that. Like,
but
that
would
not have occurred to me. Would not have occurred to me.
A bite that splits in half so she can use her upper half and her lower half.
Yeah. Like,
it's perfect.
Oh my gosh, that was so cool.
So really, what you didn't have wasn't a motorcycle. It was 2 motorized unicycles, which doesn't sound as cool when you say it like that.
No, but seeing it in action is amazing.
She, of course, also has the Mr. Fantastic powers. But, Mr. Incredible obviously has the Mr. Fantastic kind of public persona in that he's the leader of the team.
Yeah.
The movie is named after him. But his powers make him more like the Thing.
Uh-huh.
In that he's a big, strong brick.
Yeah.
The funniest thing is how on the nose they were with the character of Dash. He's a blonde smartass who is the invisible turning girl. I mean, you can't get any more human work than that.
Yeah, outside of making him light on fire.
Which they gave to Jack.
Right. Yeah, true.
So, they mix and matched a whole bunch of parts around, which is kind of clever. They didn't.
Yeah, definitely.
They decided to see, let's see what works with what. How can we take these parts, rearrange them into something new?
Absolutely.
And still make it an obvious homage to the Fantastic Four, which is pretty much the comic that brought superheroes back to Marvel.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so back to Frozone. I had to almost physically restrain myself from yelling in the theater, "Show her face, you cowards," when his wife was yelling at him again.
No.
Just show her face.
That's the trope. I mean,
no, I realize that, but
so
seriously. Well, it goes back 14 years.
No. It goes back beyond the Incredibles. I mean, on Cheers, for example, Norm's wife was never shown.
I don't care.
Miles'
her
wife
face. Show her face, you cowards.
It wouldn't even be half as funny if they did.
I know, but still. I just want to know what Honey looks like. I know it wouldn't be nearly as funny.
No.
It would not be nearly as funny. But and I love her. I am your wife. I am the goodest good. I am the greatest good you are ever gonna get. I love that line. It's one of my favorite lines.
And right there, by the way, that's also a little bit of the Spider-Man and Mary Jane dynamic. Okay. He goes out to fight crime. She supports him, but also resents it.
Fair.
I mean, it's just kind of odd how they mix and match it all together, is all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
But the movie was exceptionally well animated. A lot of people probably didn't notice the difference, but I've actually...
I noticed the difference. I didn't notice the difference as strongly during the movie, but I definitely noticed the difference when they were doing the preview. Or not the previews, but the trailers. When the trailers first started coming out, I noticed the difference then. But during the actual movie, it felt I could tell that there were differences, but they didn't feel as strong as they had felt during the trailers. There were definite differences in the animation, but they tried to keep a very similar look, and I just dropped my fidget cube. Yes.
But basically, and this is a problem I need to have. When we're not all talking about it, but it's a very good movie. Definitely see it, especially if you're a comic book fan, and especially if you're a Fantastic Four fan. You're gonna find lots of in that respect. But
it's just a really good movie. It is so much fun. That being said, if you like me are a migraine sufferer, there is and they have a warning in the post. They have a warning at the beginning of the movie, but there is definitely a part of the movie that has and I didn't think it was going to be that bad. I was okay, there's flashing. It's technically an epilepsy warning, for seizures, and usually those don't bother me. But this particular one, the way that they flash, they also move because it has to do with hypnotism. And the way that it moves definitely triggered a migraine for me.
It wasn't just the lights; it was the fact it goes from an incredibly dark, quiet scene right into that.
yeah. That I definitely ended up having to lay down because I was planning to go to work on the commissions that I had after the movie, and I had to go to bed as soon as we got home from because I was partially because I was nauseous from eating too much popcorn, but majorly because my head was like borderline migraine.
That I can understand.
Yeah. So
yeah, if you were sensitive to light changes,
be cautious.
Be careful.
Yeah, do be cautious of that because, like I said, usually, those won't trigger migraines for me. That one very nearly did. So I didn't actually have to end up popping one of my migraines, but it was a very close thing. So I will say that is the one that did kind of suck about that. Also, I totally guessed the villain from like the beginning.
Her name was Evil Endeavor. I mean,
I didn't catch that.
You're kidding me. You are shitting.
Catch that. I didn't catch.
It was literally her name.
That didn't click, but I knew it was her.
Well, yeah, they named her.
I knew it was her. I didn't figure it out from the name, but I figured it out from just like cues, like body behavior, and yeah, I did not figure it out from the name. I was just like, oh, yep, she's the bad guy. I was just like,
powers are a sight to behold, Ray.
See, the thing is as you start punning more, you'll see these things.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah,
it's fair.
And you've clearly started down that road.
But no, I was seriously. I'm like, oh, I don't. At first, it was like, oh, I don't trust her, and then it was just like, oh, yeah, nope, she's totally the bad guy. Like the very first scene that she was in, I was like, I don't think I trust her, but I was willing to give her the benefit of the doubt. And then the next time, I'm like, nope, bad guy, totally her.
Yeah. Another thing is,
Balen obviously had it figured out from the second her was given. So,
but so in the first movie, the villain syndrome is honestly very clearly a Dr. Doom analog. He is someone who is personally wronged by Mr. Incredible, Mr. Fantastic, and basically sought to, do everything he could to basically tear him down. Mm-hmm. That blasted par. And at the end, they throw in, the Underminer, great pun name by the way, who they then bring back at the beginning of the second one. Which is the Mole Man.
I am always under you, but nothing is for me.
Yeah. Basically,
nothing is beneath me. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Always beneath you, but nothing is beneath me.
And then the Screenslaver is the Puppet Master, another classic Fantastic Four villain. So in 2 movies, they managed to throw in 3 Fantastic Four villains, which I find interesting too. Usually they go one per. But anyway, okay.
Well, you gotta have that one bridging the gap.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we've bored Todd enough. We can move on with this.
I mean, it's not that you guys bored me at all. I mean, while you guys are talking about a movie which I honestly kind of still don't have interest in seeing.
Mm-hmm. You need to see it just to see my character.
I mean, I could just probably find a clip of that character. So I don't need to see the whole movie for that.
Just watch all the scenes of her.
But yeah, I mean, it's just like you guys have such a fondness for.
Not everybody has to like all things.
And that's the truth. I mean, we've proven that time and time again.
Oh yeah.
When it's just like, oh, me and Balen are going to talk comics, which we will end up talking about. And
And the phone will come out.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is I don't pull out the phone. I pull up a browser and I start like looking for more stuff to cover. Is basically what I do.
There, that is my character.
I don't know. I'll have to find scenes with that character in it to completely understand the context of that. Yeah.
So, and I said this earlier, in which you'll hear when you listen to it, but I'm just going to repeat it because I'm a repetitious person. But I did not realize that this character was like me in movie form until Balen said something, and then Storms was basically like, "Yeah, no, that's Ray."
Fair.
Apparently, Balen saw it, and then Storms apparently also saw it, and I was like, thinking back on it, I'm like, okay, yeah, nope, I totally see it now too. So yeah, okay.
Yep.
Segue complete.
I mean, let's take a little nostalgic trip. At least me and Balen will.
Okay.
Marvel used to do something that was very fucking cool. And I mean, DC to their own extent did something similar. You could pull your phone up now.
Okay. Well,
it was fucking right there.
I mean, it sits right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's a phone.
DC had, if I'm not mistaken, Elseworlds.
Yes, and they had some really good ones too.
They did, yeah. And then we had Marvel with the What Ifs. And Marvel's What Ifs were fucking fantastic and wonderful, and oh my god, I loved them so much.
They were what made the Watcher more than just a fly-by-night cameo character that showed up occasionally in a Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. But you would get what is it? One of the ones I made sure that I hunted down was it was a Venom What If. It was what if Peter had never gotten rid of the symbiote.
Yeah. Another good one is what if the Punisher had gotten the symbiote.
Well, what is it like in the if Peter Parker kept the symbiote thing? Like halfway through the issue, like that the symbiote gets rid of him. Like just starts jumping.
It devours him. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like it ends up. I think what is it near the end? I think it finds like a host that it can't devour, which is Wolverine.
Yeah.
And it's just like, we live here now. I'm just like,
yep.
Terrific.
Yeah, Peter Parker dies of old age.
Yep. Oh, it's terrific. But they're bringing back the What Ifs.
Yep. They do this every couple of years. They release a half dozen of them.
Yeah, so what I find interesting about this time they're doing it, though, is they're doing, what if character name number 1, which makes me think that it's not a one-off.
That would be nice.
So, like, I'm trying to pull up the story right now. Yeah, so Marvel's returning with their What Ifs. This was reported yesterday. They're coming in like October. I'm rather excited about these. I mean, the X-Men What If, like, I'm not sold on.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's basically like, what if it was a cyberpunk world and mutants had the ability to enter this cyberspace reality without body mods to enter it? Like, that's the premise, but it's following Domino with her trademark gray skin. I'm pointing that out.
Yes.
And Cable. So it's following those two, and it's no longer the X gene, it's the .exe gene.
Oh god, that's horrible.
That's
horrible.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Mm-mm. I was interested up until that point.
So
I was like, ooh, cyberpunk, ooh, and then .exe. Nope, I'm done.
Yep. You can see why I'm not sold on
Yeah.
What
I was
If
into
X-Men.
it, and then no.
And then there's What If Spider-Man #1, which is what if Flash Thompson was Spider-Man?
Which they did in the original series. But that was before they decided Flash Thompson needed to be a character instead of a name, a character tree.
Fair.
Basically, before he went into war and got maimed, and then got the Venom symbiote, and basically underwent a ton of character.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do with this new Flash Thompson.
True. What if Ghost Rider #1 is basically Robbie Reyes joins a Norwegian black metal band? Okay.
Which, I feel like they threw darts at the board for that one.
What if Thor was raised by the Frost Giants?
So what if Thor was Loki?
Basically. Like, what happens if their roles were reversed?
Yeah.
So the magic one, they don't give you a lot of information on. But based on the cover art, I'm assuming it's what if magic #1 is what if magic was the Sorceress Supreme?
Which has happened in alternate futures. So she's also been trained by Doctor Strange at times. So I can see where that would come from.
So yeah, I mean, like with the cover, it's basically her in like a meditative pose, wearing the cloak of levitation. And I'm just like, yeah, and that's, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
I know you're...
Of course, I'm a big fan of magic. So.
Oh, yeah. Really? You're not going to give me all the fucking covers, you shit? Like, they... That one... Okay, so there's like 7 of them coming out. And for some reason, the one site I was looking at excluded the last one. What if The Punisher #1?
Yep. That's what I'm looking forward to.
When Peter Parker's Uncle Ben is ruthlessly killed by a burglar that Peter Parker lets escape, he vows to never let the same fate befall another innocent bystander. From then on, he stands as a figure of cold retribution. Criminals beware. The guilty caught in his spiderweb will be punished. Yeah, it's Spider-Man as the Punisher.
Yeah. Dude! We just made Ray a comics fan, Todd.
Well, I mean, look at that cover art, though.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Here's the Magic What If cover, by the way.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
That's pretty.
Like, even the like, I'm not showing the Robbie Reyes one.
What? No Ghost Driver?
I'm actually kind of that actually sounds kind of interesting. The Thor being raised by Frost Giants.
Yeah.
I hate the way that comics read though. Like if someone could put it in book form.
They are in book form.
No, fan fiction form. Like words. Give them. Oh, you can't. The glare.
Right, we can't see your
God,
slash
that's
fiction.
horrible looking.
Right?
That's like this.
That's,
give it to me like
God.
this.
Yeah, here's the problem. They are largely a visual medium.
Yeah.
That's like basically instead of a movie, let's go listen to an audiobook.
Yeah.
No.
Ray, I'm gonna have you read this
I don't know what you have against art, right?
Because
I don't have anything against art. I just
No.
that's for you to read, Ray.
Yeah, see?
okay.
You
Out loud or
Out loud for the podcast.
oh god. Welcome to the EXE-scape, a digital wonderland of business and pleasure accessible to anyone with the social or monetary capital for the biomods needed to log in. Or you can bypass all of that by being born carrying a .exe gene. But circumventing the login regulation is exactly what got the likes of Charles Xavier and his .exe men banned. .exe men.
Yep.
And just like that, we've lost, right?
Banned and driven underground in the first place. Free roamers, user domino, and user cable. Because that's basically what the
Yeah.
slash.
They're Reddit users. They're on fucking Reddit.
They're Redditors. That's the funniest thing.
Redditors?
Yeah.
That's what Reddit users are called.
Oh. I don't use Reddit, so.
Yeah.
Have taken every dirty job there is on the scape. But when a simple data scrubbing job turns bad, the life of biomod magnate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Eric, Lenscher?
Yes.
Okay. Hangs in the balance, and with it, their very society.
Here's my problem. That should be called .exe force. If it's domino and fucking cable.
Well, it's not
That's not my
fucking cable
only
because you
problem.
can't get drunk on the internet. I got one for you to read too, Balen, because
I'm going to hate myself. Before she was magic, Ileana was just a kid whom Limbo chewed up and spit out 7 years older. So it's no surprise that at 15, she wants nothing to do with the X-Men, nothing to do with the New Mutants, and nothing to do with her own powers. It's not even surprising that she runs away, but where and who she ends up, well, that's something you've never seen before.
that wasn't bad.
No,
Are you saying I did a bad job reading?
No,
No,
I'm
we're
saying
saying
that
bad
the
ad
description
copy.
wasn't bad.
Oh, okay.
it's bad ad copy. No matter how much steak sauce you put on Alpo, it's not going to be fucking steak. Is what we're saying.
You ready for another one, Ray?
Sure. You've only heard whispers of this real-world Marvel Universe crossover until now, when moral decline and budgetary shortfalls... Budgetary?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
It's a word.
Okay. Have combined to lower our lawyers' resistance. Sebastian Gerner and Casper... Okay.
Wingengard.
Very silent.
Wingengard
Yeah,
recklessly... I lost my place.
Recklessly bring you.
you the tale of the first and only true Nordic black metal band to visit the Marvel Universe through the insanity of likeness release waivers. What role does Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes play, and will your mind survive the brutality?
I love how you're giving away all the dog shit ones.
I mean, there was 2 dog shit ones. Like,
Yeah, I know. That you gave Ray both of them.
I mean, the Flash Thompson one is kind of like self-explanatory. It's just like,
Oh yeah. What if Flash Thompson got bitten? Okay.
yeah,
Done.
exactly.
I mean, that one's obvious. I'm sorry, and they've done it before. I'm not saying it's not going to be interesting for the aforementioned reason.
All right, so here's another one for Ray.
When young Thor's father falls to the King of Giants, his life is forever changed. He's ripped from Asgard to be raised in a world of persistent winter, learning the brutal way of life in Jotunheim. I don't think I pronounced that right.
You did.
I did! Sweet. But how does the runt of the giants, Loki, feel about his new stepbrother?
Technically, though, Norse, the J's or what's the Jotunheim.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
But that's not, you pronounced it correctly for English. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, and I mean, it's just like these what ifs are like they've always been something really cool that
Yeah.
I just really wish that I could read comics without just hating myself.
There is a couple YouTube channels that actually read comics for you.
I don't know, maybe that might be easier. The
problem is I've read novelizations of graphic novels, and they're usually far worse.
I know they're usually crap. See, here's my thing: is when I read, I like visualizing what's going on. I don't like having the pictures in front of me. I don't like being told what the words are supposed. You know, like I don't like having it. I don't like pictures in my books. Like, you know how, like, even when I was a kid, if the less pictures that were in the books, the better for me. Like, yeah,
so,
no.
So
I like the visualization. I like having.
It sounds like you, speaking of that, then you would always hate the movie adaptations of books.
Oh, absolutely. But I will still go watch the movie. I will still go watch it so that I can sit there and be like, the book's so much better.
How about a novelization of a comic of a movie that's actually an adaptation of the comic book? So Watchmen. That would...
Yeah, my brain didn't connect that at all.
Watchmen, the film, was basically as close as they could get, minus the ending.
Honestly, the ending was better.
What, the movie ending?
Yeah, in my opinion.
I don't know. I like the giant squid.
It was less silly.
True, but I like the giant squid, so that's a thing.
I mean,
now,
that's fair.
I can do I have the Serenity comic for Firefly. Those I'm fine with, mostly because the comics are and I don't know. So like maybe I could do comics based on.
It's because the characters are established already. You know what they look like and everything like that.
Yes. So maybe I could do like Marvel, because for the for like the Avengers characters, like the MCU characters.
Well, one thing you have to understand is they only exist in the comics anyway.
Yes, no, I know that. I know that they're different.
You are not going to find Ruffalo Banner anywhere in the MCU.
No, I realize. But to be fair, like the artists, and even in the Serenity comics, there's only a few of the Serenity comics where the artists actually did a decent job of recreating them.
No, I'm not even talking about the art. I'm talking about the writing. They're
that's fair.
Very dissimilar to the movies. Take a lot of liberties.
Fair. Fair.
Ruffalo Banner, you will not find his character anywhere because Banner is a lot different than that.
Okay.
Just use the most obvious.
I was trying to get myself into comics. You're talking me out of it, Balen.
No, what I'm saying is instead you get interesting versions of them. It's basically the same thing we went into in 2008 with the first Iron Man movie from the other direction.
That's fair. I don't know. I don't know. I have such a hard time with it. I really do. And like I have to be in the right mood to actually watch or read the Serenity comics.
And that's fair.
Weird.
So.
No, I find it fair as somebody who prefers the written word over words with illustrations. I mean,
yeah.
I have mentioned this before, though, that I really think the wrong approach is that you're looking at it as a book and not as a sequential art piece. It's again not words with pictures; it's pictures with text.
Yeah,
that's where the divide lies. It's primarily about the art.
That's fair, but for me, it's a story. I don't know. I don't know. It's
You
a
can
story.
tell a story through dance. If you can tell a story through dance, you can tell a story.
I know, and I'm a Broadway fan too. So I
There
mean,
have
I don't
been
know what's
a
wrong with me.
number of comics. There have been a number of comics with no text whatsoever. Silent comics.
There's a book that has no words. There's Hugo. I say it has no words. Hugo has, I think there's the book Hugo, which is a book that's this thick, and I think maybe 20 pages of it actually have words on them. And it is a wonderful, fantastic book that is 98% illustration. And I'm fine with that. I love that book.
And now you confuse me as to
is it my connection, or was that like Major Robo Balen?
I'm getting Robo both.
Discord had some problems today.
Yeah, no, they were having server issues and such.
Okay, it's cleared up now.
Yeah, it's clear.
Oh, good. Of course, yeah. Okay.
As soon as you type it, yeah.
I mean, it should get ready to vomit again because we're going to talk about some nostalgic television programs that we.
Yep.
I mean, can we talk about Firefly? Because I was just watching, coming and meeting up with you guys, which is why I was like a little late for that. It's nostalgic, right?
It's more of ruefully wishing it could have been.
Yeah. I know.
No, like when, like I'm kind of referring more to like stuff that we watched growing up.
Fair enough. Although to be fair,
yeah, for Ray that is.
To be fair,
that's right.
Actually, no.
I forget this 3-generation shit.
Yeah.
No. In reality, though, I actually didn't find out about Firefly until my college years. Yeah, because it was actually one of my classes showed she showed us one of the profs showed one of the episodes. It was honestly like the worst class that I was in. I hated that class. It was an awful, horrid class that was terrible, and the prof sucked, except she introduced me to Firefly, so I kind of have to. So for that one reason, and that one reason only. Other than that, it is the only class. That class had a book that I actually physically threw out of the room at one point, because it was that bad of a class and that bad of a textbook.
Fair.
Because the book had very graphic descriptions of rape, and we had to read it. And so I physically threw the book across the room at one point because it was that bad.
Yep.
I was just like, nope, chucked it.
I can understand that.
Yeah. And this was at a Christian college.
In my opinion, mandatory reading is the worst idea anybody's ever come up with, because all
Absolutely.
you're going to do, you're never going to gain fans that way. You're only going to push people away.
Yeah. I hate textbooks. I hate mandatory textbook reading.
Reading is something that should be done for pleasure.
Yep.
But anyway.
Yeah. Now that we've taken that delightful turn.
Yeah. So what brought me to this topic is I like watching like YouTube videos a lot,
Yeah.
And there's one channel which I watch because they do a whole series called Defunct Land, where it's about defunct amusement park rides and such. It's actually a really cool thing. They did a whole special on Action Park, which if you're from the Northeast, you know all about Action Park. Oh yeah. Traction Park? Fuck yeah. Oh God. But
I'm from Central USA. I have no.
But they started a new series called Defunct TV. So it's about shows that, for one reason or another, got canceled. They've only done 2 episodes so far, and the first one was The Bear in the Big Blue House.
I remember that show.
And their second episode, like the first one, I was just like, that's not something I remember because I had aged out of that. But the second one,
I didn't.
The second one, the episode
That
they
was
did, I
right in
remember
my time.
very fondly, and that was Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Nope. Never saw it.
Okay. I think I was just a little bit young when that was it really big.
It debuted in '93, so
Yeah, when I was 3 years old. So like when it was really big, I was just a little bit young to be into it.
Yeah.
But I vaguely remember.
Yep.
Like I know people that have talked about it.
yeah, it's the basic premise. It was a game show.
Mhm.
You had 6 groups of kids, a boy and a girl on each team, and from there, like they would go through the first round, which was like crossing a moat, and it was either by by building a bridge that they only had like 4 planks, so 2 for each player, and they had to build a bridge doing that to make their way across.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the first 4 teams made it to the next round. Or they would have to like rope swing across and climb a net to get to the other side and shit.
Mm-hmm.
The second one, you would get the legend, like whatever the special treasure was, right?
And wasn't that there like this like really creepy mask thing?
It was a giant fucking animatronic wall thingy.
It looked like a tiki mask.
Named Omak, and Omak would invite you to the hidden temple first off, and then he would tell you, like, the start of every episode, it was just like...
Was the hidden temple a white panel van? Because that's what it's beginning to sound like.
No. So the second one, like, the second part of this, they would ask questions, like, Omak would tell them
trivia stuff.
Would tell them the story of the legend that they're going after the relic of, right? So like, what is it? Like one of them was like of Harriet Tubman, you know, and some of them were real, some were bullshit, you know. But so you ask the question, tell the story, and then afterwards he would ask questions, and when you got the answer, you would stomp on the little button on the stair you're on, answer the multiple choice question. If you got it right, you move down a step. Breaks it down into 2 teams who go into the last round, which was like another physical challenge type situation where they had to earn medallions. So the first round got you half, second round got you half, and the third round got you a whole one. You needed those for the finale, where you would go into the hidden temple to try to reclaim the artifact. Yeah,
and like the hidden temple, wasn't it like this like obstacle course?
It was like a jungle gym obstacle course, pretty much.
Yeah, of like absolute.
The only thing that survived every incarnation of the hidden temple, because there was like something like 50 different rooms that they put in there, and like 14 different layout variations. The only thing that remained was the Shrine of the Silver Monkey, which was the easiest, yet the hardest, apparently, fucking challenge. There's 3 pieces of a statue. You put the base down, you put the middle down, and then you jam the head in, the door opens. People would get stuck on this shit, and you're sitting there going like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it is easy. Just line it up. Just line... Yeah. Your base isn't on all the way. Like, how are you fucking this up? And it's just... yeah. But I mean, so I watched that episode, and I started thinking about, like, I remember watching... Like, I loved watching game shows growing up. So I'm, like, very nostalgic when it comes to game shows.
Yeah.
Like Old Price is Right, Press Your Luck.
God, Press Your Luck, which is interesting in that they had a 2-parter because they fucked up on the randomizing. Someone memorized the board.
Yep.
Wow.
He just kept hitting plus a free spin, plus a free spin, plus boom, boom, boom. They broke over $100,000. They tried to sue him for it, but eventually they just said, no, screw, we're totally randomizing the board. This ain't ever happening again.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, for me, it was a lot of the game shows. Like, that was my big thing.
Yeah.
Price is Right, Press Your Luck.
Tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, there was that. I wasn't big on that one. There was... Oh, I can't remember the name of the fucking show. But everybody was in costumes and... Like, all the audience would come in.
Wait,
you know what I'm talking about.
With Monty Hall.
Yes.
Let's Make a Deal.
Let's Make a Deal. There we go. So, like, those shows were my childhood, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just like...
They were reality TV before there was reality TV.
And it was a lot of fun watching it. And I always thought to myself, especially with Let's Make a Deal, imagine getting pulled over in one of those goofy-ass costumes.
Yeah. I know, right?
But
having to explain why you're some weird clown doctor.
Why you're a horse's ass.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, I mean, like that. Family Feud was another one with Ray Combs.
Poor Ray.
And of course, you know, at night there would be like Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, and I would watch the shit out of those too.
Mm-hmm.
Wheel of Fortune with the dumbest people known to humanity.
Oh. Here's your letters. Now, we need 4 consonants and a vowel. R. We've already given you an R. Like,
yeah.
L. We already gave you a fucking L.
Yeah,
E.
originally they didn't
I
give
asked
you
for a
any
consonant.
of this shit.
Yeah.
Originally, they didn't do anything, but people were so fucking stupid that to win the prizes, they said, you know what, here's 5 consonants, R, S, T, and here's an E, because god damn it, you're going to have at least a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Well known in fact, most people don't even remember this. The original Wheel of Fortune, way back in the 80s, you didn't win money. You won a pool of money that you had to then buy crappy prizes and inflated prices. And when basically what you were trying to do, the real game was not solving the puzzles. The real game was buying your purchases just right so they would actually give you money because you didn't have enough to buy anything anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody wound up with that fucking ceramic Dalmatian.
Yeah, my parents and I will watch
GSM?
not GSN. We'll watch Family Feud with what's his face?
Harvey.
Steve Harvey. And then we'll switch over to Wheel of Fortune. And my parents had told me about how they had to like buy how they had like rooms or whatever, and you had to buy the stuff.
It was such bullshit.
What I mean, like, Game Show Network's pretty cool, where it's got like all those really nostalgic shows.
Yeah, exactly.
Even Amazon Prime has like game shows on there now, like old game shows. And I was watching like the old Double Dare, and I'm not talking about like the Mark Summers like Nickelodeon Double Dare. I'm talking about like the 1970s Double Dare.
I didn't know there was one.
Neither did I. I had no idea. I'm like, Double Dare. Like, oh, let me see this. And I'm just like, this is not Double Dare. Like, basically, like what you would do is like, if you got an answer right, I think you could dare your opponent to get the answer to the next question. Like, it was just a really weird thing. It was an interesting concept, mind you, but it's not fucking Double Dare.
So we found the one thing Nickelodeon improved.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, except for when they did Global Guts. Like, let's be honest. Like, the original Guts was all right.
As opposed to like game shows that they're coming out nowadays, which is like what beat the one that I actually enjoy, and I kind of want to appear on it someday because I'd actually be really freaking good at it. Is beat Shazam.
Why would you
about
want to
this?
beat Shaquille O'Neal?
Why wouldn't you?
Oh, that was Kazam.
No.
My mistake.
Steel was
Yeah, no.
horrible.
Beat Shazam.
Shazam.
Beat Shazam, as in the. Do you know what Shazam is?
Yeah, Billy Batson, right?
Yeah. Captain Marvel.
No, it's the app that it's this app, and like you tap to Shazam, and it's when it plays. It's like when you're listening to the radio or whatever, and you tap it's when you don't know the song, and you tap it, and it listens to whatever song is playing, and it says the name of the song and the artist. But it has to like listen for however many seconds.
Wait. This is just a name that tune.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, basically.
I love that we twinkled at the exact same moment. It's just name that tune.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Which, by the way, Name That Tune was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
It was a whole case where...
Especially the asshole to be like, I can name it in one note. Just like...
Okay, I couldn't do that.
No, fuck you.
No.
They would do it just to be a complete dick to their opponent, though. Just, but I can name it in 5 notes. I can name it in 2, and the opponent's like, "You can name it in 1." And they're just like,
Name that tune, yeah. Yep.
Ding.
But no, it's like they yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's.
I've watched that show, and you can actually like play it at home or whatever too on the Shazam app, and it's fun. I'm actually fairly decent at it.
So I'm hearing this is the app with the best marketing program in the history of ever.
Pretty much, yeah.
Basically.
Take that, HQ.
Oh gosh, I'm so bad at HQ. I actually have deleted HQ.
I've
finally.
I've gotten consistently to 10 questions.
And then lost on the 10th question.
Less than the 11th, yeah. I'm getting better. But then it's just like, we're giving away $5,000. And you're like, all right, cool. And then you bomb out on like question 11. You're like, you know what? Like, I'll just watch the last question, see if I can get this. And it's always something I'm like, motherfucker. I would have gotten that. And then I see like the payouts are like $1.40. And I'm like,
yeah, I don't feel so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I just kind of like, well, I got to the point where when my phone, for some dumb reason, stuff hasn't been saving on my SD card. And so I had to do a system update. And so I had to delete like a ton of stuff. And I was like, all right, HQ, forget it. I've never won anything. I can't get past like question 5 on a good day. The guy is kind of annoying half the time, so
I will give you I will give you the fact that Scott is fucking annoying as shit.
Game show hosts are paid to be annoying.
Yeah. Fair. So I was just like, you know what, we're just gonna delete this so I can do this update, and I just never reinstalled it. Yeah. I don't know, maybe if Holzbrook comes over at some point when HQ is going and he pulls it up again and wants to play at the same time, I might reinstall it.
Fair.
Because that's pretty much why I installed it in the first place, is because Holzbrook was like, hey, let's play. Let's do this trivia thing. And I was like, all right, sure, why not? So I installed it. But now it's just kind of like.
So that and culinary habits are 2 things you have in common. Got it.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, you'll reinstall it after having some cookies, so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. I don't even want to think about trying to play that game after cookies.
Sutherland, Todd just goes in for the jugular.
Yeah.
I mean, arguably, like, one of us were going to, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't think we're gonna have a podcast out from now on. I feel like that's gonna be a.
We say that
regular joke.
and we'll
Yeah.
forget in like a couple weeks.
We'll forget. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It'll eventually go away, and then
Oh yeah.
you know what? Like 4 weeks later after that, I'll mention it.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably.
cookies isn't Build's browser history, so
No,
Which is
no.
true.
I mean,
Which is very true.
how long have we been fucking making jokes about that?
Yeah, I know.
Couple years.
Yeah.
Couple years.
It's not going to hit that level of infamy, Ray. That's
Nope.
something you don't have to worry about.
Nope. You
I'm
will
not
not have
gonna
Build
get-
status.
You will never be safe for work.
Oh. But yeah, it's just I don't know. Did you guys have any game shows you guys enjoyed growing up?
Well, I was a big Price is Right fan because, goddamn, it was the fact that just about anybody could be on that thing and do well or do poorly. You couldn't tell.
I mean, we've always watched a lot of Wheel of Fortune. As a, just growing up. Trying to think.
Wheel of Fortune has the distinction of being a show that you can be there, you're trying your hardest, somebody breezes through the room and goes, arc the tree on, keeps going, you go, motherfucker!
Yeah. Well, okay, and so here's the thing. So time zones are so as we're aware, time zones are a thing. You guys are an hour ahead of me.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather is an hour ahead of us.
Yeah.
And usually a lot of TV shows are like, 10-9, show at 10-9 central or whatever.
Yeah.
For some reason, Wheel of Fortune didn't do that. Because it was like local channel or whatever. And so it would play at basically 6 o'clock or whenever. What time? You guys are Eastern?
East.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it would play at 6 o'clock Eastern, and then it would play at 6 o'clock Central.
Yeah.
My grandpa would be on the phone with my dad during Wheel of Fortune. My dad would write down all the answers. And so the first letter would pop up, and my dad would tell us the answer.
That is terrific.
We were so mad. We would get so mad. We'd be like, "What the hell? How do you know?" And until the day that we found out that that's what he was doing.
Cat and the hot tin roof Sunday. What?
It was just like, what? It's like
they didn't even call any letters yet. Man, I know. I got it.
Yeah. See how many boxes.
Got it. But yeah, I mean, like
cheater.
Like late 80s, early 90s game shows were where it was at.
Yeah, I know. I watched some. I know there were some that I watched on Nickelodeon. I watched whatever one where they poured the slime on the kids.
That was like every Nickelodeon show.
That was, you can't do that on television. It wasn't a game show.
Yeah, well, it was. You can't do it on television. Then they brought it over to Double Dare. Then they brought it over to Figure It Out. Then they brought it over to this one and that one, and like every game show.
There was.
Had
yeah, that's true.
Because the slime was Nickelodeon's trademark, basically.
Yeah.
That's true. I watched their game shows as a kid. I really liked the anything that had to do with trivia.
In other words, game shows.
Wow, yeah. Well,
They
I mean,
were all trivia in their own way.
There are game shows that are like more physical based, but I think, right?
Yeah.
American Gladiators.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, what is it? Nickelodeon had Guts, which was like you had to climb the fucking rock wall and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's actually a pretty good point to kind of leave things right now.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank each and every one of you for checking us out tonight, today, whatever. You guys have been amazing and awesome. We will catch you next week for another episode of Pod Errors. Till then, take it easy.